Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy Davis, and I've got some really exciting things to share with you today. I'm 100% going to talk to you about abandoning yourself, as I have had so many emails this last week of predominantly mums and dads on summer holidays saying, Lucy, literally my whole regime has gone to pot. I've lost myself. It's summer. All of a sudden, I seem to have put on weight, or I'm not sticking to the things that I know that I need to do. I'm extra tired. I've got stuff going on, and it just seems to be really, really encroaching on people's lives. So we are going to get onto that topic imminently. But before we do that, how is everybody's week doing? It looks like my camera's a bit dirty. So I do apologize, ladies and gents. I was like, wow, I look a little bit blurry today. As you can see in the background, more awards have arrived, ladies and gents. So we are going to do a naming ceremony over the coming weeks on these three gorgeous fellas that are stood behind me. And I've got some super exciting news about other things that have been going on as well. However, before I do that, I had the absolute privilege a short time ago today speaking with the most amazing BT. A lot of you will remember from back in the days, like 5 years ago, we were doing videos. BT is an amazing shaman out in America, and his gorgeous partner, Carla. I had the privilege of speaking with them on the phone for an hour earlier today. And oh my goodness gracious me, well, it was a video call actually. But oh my goodness gracious me, it was so good for my heart and my soul to get connected with two of my soul family again, and just remind me of, how far we have come in the last 5 years. It has been absolutely unbelievable, and we're really, really excited to the fact that our lives have changed so significantly. But the thing is we're actually living very similar lives. It's very, very strange. I haven't spoken to them. I think we said that since December of last year. And both of us have separately gone off and moved to the country and things like that. So it's really, really fascinating, but very, very good for my heart and my soul to speak with that gorgeous pair, like I say earlier today. And today has been a really busy day. Let me know in the chat how your week has been. Have you had the most amazing week? I have. It has been loaded with absolute gold this last week, and I'm excited to share more about that in the weekly woo with you tomorrow. However, in fact, if you're not on my weekly woo, please do head over to the description field of this video and get signed up for the weekly woo, because there is going to be a few things that are extremely interesting for you coming out in the coming days and weeks, particularly around Self Love Club. And as you guys know, Self Love Club is the award-winning wellness service of the year. This fella is for Self Love Club. We won platinum in the health awards for Titan in America for wellness service of the year for Self Love Club. How freaking cool is that? Like, I am so proud of the fact that a little healing journey that I went on, that I then thought, maybe I should turn it into a course. And Source was like, absolutely, you should. Then has turned into a platinum Titan recognition out in America. Now, just on from there, a week ago tomorrow, I received an email. So off the back of winning these three gorgeous, handsome men behind me, I had an email last Tuesday. In fact, off the back of winning these, I actually got put forwards for something called the Stevies. Now, the Stevies are essentially the Oscars of the International Business Awards. It's their words, not mine. Okay. So the Stevies are like really prestigious business awards out in America again. And I had an email from the Stevies on Tuesday of last week letting me know, are you ready for this? That Self Love Club had come third for Wellness Service of the Year. But this is the one that really got me. I came third in Woman of the Year. I am so blown away by that recognition. You know, I've done some research. There's over 3,800 people that go in for these, and it's absolutely unbelievable that little Lucy from Bournemouth, who just came up with this, you know, well, I didn't come up with it, but I got absolutely broken. And on the journey of me putting myself back together was like, oh my God, I should help other people do this. And that has been recognized around the world, as well as all of my entrepreneurial stuff. You know, yes, there's the business. Yes, there's Soul School. Yes, there's lots of other different avenues, which a lot of you guys probably aren't actually aware of as well, because I don't actually promote myself and my business very well. And I've been told very recently, Lucy, you must do better at promoting yourself. You must do better at marketing yourself. And I totally agree with it, and it's something that I am working on. So there is many different avenues to my business. There is many different avenues to Lucy Davis, the one that you see. I don't just turn up every Monday and do a YouTube live video. There is a whole business and a whole empire behind me, and the mission is to serve humanity to be their best version, to activate authenticity within you to be exactly what this world needs. But more importantly than that, I mean, that's bloody important. But more importantly than that, the mission is to leave the world a better place for the younger children, for the younger people, so that they have got a world that they are safe and that they are proud to be in. Anybody in my generation, you will probably feel the same as me. Like, we've had a right crack. Like, we lived before mobile phones. We lived before social media. Like, we had a right crack. We got to enjoy it. But we're also living through the absolute shit show of what has been going on over the last 20 years, 30 years that we're all of a sudden very conscious of. So we've had this real duality of experience of having the innocence of our childhood, but now we're witnessing our children have the innocence of their childhood stripped from them. You know, it is so beautiful that we got to witness, you know, going out, getting drunk without people videoing it. I mean, I'm so grateful for that. Literally, if anyone had videoed me back in the day, I would dread to think what would be on the internet these days, you know, and I am so grateful for that. And I actually feel I would love on every level to help the next generations and coming generations to just experience a little bit of what we had. So Charlotte's just put, hiya Lucy, so beautiful to see you live again. I love the gold you give me. You've helped my soul in so many areas. Thank you. Oh, Charlotte, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Like, I have no clue who I help. And all I can ask of you guys is if you feel like my work helps at all, or if you feel like, you know, a video or an Instagram live or a weekly woo or something like that might help someone that you know and that you love, please just send it to them. Just do me a massive favor and just forward it over to them in the hope that maybe they will get the memo that they need to get from it. Like I say, I don't have a clue who I get to impact on a day-to-day basis. My team don't have a clue who we impact. I get so many emails each week and so many messages on social media just saying, oh my God, Lucy, thank you so much. And I literally don't know who these people are. So first and foremost, thank you for taking the time to message, because every single message is read. Every single message is appreciated. You know, genuinely from my heart, my mission here is for you guys. I see the soul behind the mess of a human, you know, like the hot mess that we all are. I see the soul and I know what you guys have incarnated to do. And sometimes I just wish that I could give you my eyes so you could see yourself through my eyes, because then you wouldn't settle. Then you would stand up and be like, actually, I deserve better, even if it means that I'm going to be left or I'm going to be hurt or I'm going to be isolated for a while. Like, I deserve better. And what happens at this point of where we step into who we really truly are and like find the people who we can align with in our authenticity, because do remember, there's many people around the world that are sent to you to aggravate you. They're sent to you to trigger you. They're sent to make you angry. And it's a gift that they do these things. It's a gift. Doesn't mean you have to keep them in your life. And this is the interesting piece of it. A lot of people out there go, oh, the ones that are your destiny are there to trigger you the most. What if we are here to trigger each other? I mean, I trigger thousands of people every single day. I mean, I remember back in the day on Facebook, people used to slag me off all the time because I would be talking about a subject and they would take it personally. Like, this is way before the awakening took place in 2020. I'm talking maybe like 2015. People would get really triggered by what I was talking about. And all I would be doing is sharing a beautiful story. And it was nothing about them, but they took it so personally. And ladies and gents, this is still taking place on the planet. How many of you have triggered somebody? How many of you have just innocently been sharing a story, but you've triggered somebody and then they've had a go at you? It happens all the time. You can be lovingly asking people questions, and what will happen is they will have their reaction and you're like, whoa. And then, you'll be like, okay, this is their filter. This is their filter. This is their filter. But then all of a sudden you'll be like, hang on a minute, F you. Like, who do you think you're speaking to? Like, where do you get off? And then the old versions kick in. How many of you resonate with that? Right? I'm sure you guys, as we're stepping into the last couple of weeks of summer holidays in the UK, I'm sure some of you guys are like ready to pull your hair out with the children because they're triggering the heck out of you. And I do understand, Rob. I know it doesn't seem like a gift, not at the time. However, we know because of where we are in our evolution that it really is a gift. This is about how we can articulate ourselves and beautifully communicate. And sometimes what that means is going, I'm not actually going to speak anymore because this person's never going to get it. And that in itself is a beautiful gift of self-love that you can give to yourself. Sometimes we have to realize that we are never going to be able to communicate to certain people. We are never going to be able to meet on a common ground because you're just vibrating at completely different levels. And this is the gift. This is, believe it or not, this is a gift. It's my hardest thing is when I know that I'm vibrating at a completely different frequency to other people and I still want them in my life. How many of you resonate with that? You still want those people in your life. And so you're doing your best to straddle the worlds. But then every now and again, you're like, hang on a minute, you've crossed a line here. And maybe you find yourself pouring from an empty cup to keep somebody else happy or somebody else alive when actually, you're damaging yourself in the process. How many of you can resonate with this? Because this is kind of to do with the topic that we're talking about today. So I am going to be, oh my God, Lizzie, you are so right. The amount of people. So Lizzie's put too many people need to be right. Absolutely. And everybody needs to be heard right now. There is a real thing of everybody needs to be heard right now. And it is so beautiful to witness what is taking place. It is like there is battles taking place in every single area of life. Politics, the government, the financial systems, the religion, spirituality, everything is very, very, very frictious right now. Is that even a word? But I feel the friction in every area. Why? Because we're being asked to level up in a way that we have never leveled up before. And sometimes this actually is, I'm sorry, I love you, but you can't be in my life anymore. I don't encourage people to do that until it's the absolute final straw. That's what I encourage people to do. When people join my Self-Love Club, which incidentally, the doors to Self-Love Club are opening again on the 8th of September. Now, so many people say to me every year, Lucy, I just didn't realize it started. I am letting you know now, Self-Love Club opens its doors on the 8th of September for 3 days only. That's all we do. We do not open it for any longer than just those 3 days. Why? Because we've got serious work to do. So I open the doors to let people in who are ready to change their life. I'm not talking about people who just want to butt heads and fight the system. I'm talking about people who are seriously ready to change their whole life. Charlotte, I'll come back to that in a minute, babe. It's very important that you recognize that every single thing that you do in your life comes down to a decision whether you love yourself or not. Everything. We stay in situations because we're scared that maybe we're going to be on our own. We're scared to, bite our tongue because what if we end up not getting what we want? Things like this. And it all boils down to the self-love within self. Now, people ask me all the time, Lucy, how did you get your gifts? How did you get the connection to source? How did your intuition come online? Ladies and gents, there is no secret ingredient. It is self-love. People will tell you plant medicine. I'm going to call bullshit on that. Plant medicine is just a fad that is going on at the moment. And it's where people are being encouraged to kind of like leapfrog things, when the reality is you're going to have to go back and do the work anyway. Likewise, people say, oh, one day you just wake up and you get these gifts. Let me tell you what happens. The more you learn to love yourself, the more all of your gifts come online. We have been taught, I spoke about this just last week in the video, we have been taught to hate ourselves. We have been taught that we're not good enough. And we've had every single situation in our life, from our parents to our grandparents to our school friends to everything, literally just validating the fact that we are not good enough. We are not skinny enough. We are not pretty enough. We don't have the right color hair. We didn't come from the right family. We didn't have the right color skin. You name it. We have it all validated, premised off of what our internal core beliefs are. Self-Love Club helps you to reprogram the lot. Any issues you've got with food, any issues you've got with yourself, any issues you've got with your parents, any issues you've got with absolutely anybody on the planet, you bring it to the party and we will get you to recognize why this has been serving you, and then how it has impacted every other area of your life. And we will give you the tools, we will give you the processes, we will hold your hand, we will support you so that you can literally, like I've had people join this program who were ready for divorce, and now 5 years down the line, they are happier than they've ever been in their marriage. I don't know how I do it, but it's the truth. I have people who come and they have chronic disease. By the end of the program, that chronic disease is gone. I have people that have very fraught relationships with their children. One lady last year, she started the program, she wasn't speaking to her daughter. Now she's got the most amazing, incredible relationship with her daughter. We have it all go on. I'm not saying, if you don't like your dad, I'm going to get you to speak to him again. No, I'm just going to get you to the point of understanding why that had to happen in your life so that you can move on and be at peace with it and forgive yourself and just really, really level you up and be the person that you want to be, whatever that looks like. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what I would like for you. It's about what you would like and you being comfortable with that. So Lizzie has very kindly put the link in the, I wonder if I could pop that on the, let's press show and see. Oh, there we go. Lizzie has very kindly, gotta love technology. Lizzie has very kindly put the link to the registration. So if you would like to join, this is purely just a waiting list. Off the back of this, you will get an email with a link to join a call on the 8th of September. Now, news hot off the press. I'm actually going to put it through the rest of my social media later today. If you are on that call on the night, one lucky person will win 100% scholarship. Another lucky person will win a 50% scholarship. You have to be on the call live to be chosen. So if you are somebody who is a bit scared and because you don't have the finances to do it, this is an amazing opportunity. I always offer scholarships and things like that on my programs. And this is the way we have decided that we're going to do it for this year. So if you are somebody who's like, I would love a bit of that, I would love to get the results. And if you aren't following my Self-Love Club with Lucy Davis page on Instagram or my Lucy Davis 2222 page on Facebook, this is where you will see all of the testimonials. This is where you will see all of the feedback that has taken place over the last, actually, I'm just sharing last year's feedback at the moment. So if you would like a bit of that for yourself, please, please, please join us. All you need to do is get linked into this. You'll have all the details sent to your inbox. And then, like I say, if you're on the call on the night, you could be in with winning a free place, or you could get 50% off, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal either way. So this is the way that we're doing it this year. So please do share that with your loved ones. Please do remember that this is for you. Okay, it might sound like a big commitment being 9 months, but let me tell you straight, it will be the best investment of your life. Like I say, I've just won 2 massive awards in America for the shifts that this program has created for people. So if you would like to be involved in that, please do get your name on that list. You don't need to pay anything. Literally just get your name on the list. You'll get all of the information into your inbox. And from there, you can make the decision if you are ready to change your life. When I say change your life, I'm serious. Nobody joins that program and leaves the same. So please, please, please get your butts over there, get on the list, and let's make this happen. However, you must, to get a free place or a 50% place, you have to be on the call on the night, okay? So please do get signed up for that. Anyway, let's talk about this abandoning thing. Oh, actually, just looked at my notes. I have 2 amazing videos coming up this week. Last week I was a bit slack. I only did 1 video. I have an amazing conversation with Johnny Pardo, a gentleman that I met in a seminar in London a few months ago now. He is amazing. And tomorrow I'm going to be talking to him all about men's mental health. If this is something that you are like, wow, this is a topic I need to listen to, Johnny is a very, very gorgeous human being, like in every sense of the word. He is so kind, he is so generous, he is so ready to make an impact in the world, and I am so excited to be speaking with him tomorrow. So it will probably be released on Wednesday or Thursday on this YouTube channel. Then if you read my weekly woo, you will be very excited for the next one. On Thursday I am interviewing the beautiful and very talented Liz Norman, who is going to be talking to us all about astrology, our birth charts, and the way that we are showing up in the world. And I'm going to let you into a little secret. I had my birth chart reading with her a couple of weeks ago now, maybe 3 weeks ago now. And I'm happy to talk about it on the video because I am literally living, breathing my birth chart. It is absolutely wild. So ladies and gents, if either of those things sound good for you, then please, please, please do join us when those videos go out later this week. Emma, I love the fact that you have signed up. Fingers crossed for you, my babe. I hope everything works out in your favor to join us. So yes. Anyway, let's get on to the topic of today, guys, because I have waffled on enough. So summer is a natural time of reflection. Do I get a heck yes? Is that what we are seriously talking about here? Do you resonate with the fact that the summer is a natural time to be distracted because we've got the kids at home? You know, reflection, moments of what am I doing? Who am I? Where have I got lost? Love that. So Lavinia is like, yes, all the way. So let's start popping in the chat because you know I like a bit of an interactive chat. Let me hear from you guys. Where have you abandoned yourself this summer? Like, what have you done to abandon yourself this summer? Have you eaten more chocolate? Have you been to the gym less? Have you shouted at the children more? Like, tell me what it is in your version, in your own words, what it is that you have sacrificed, you've abandoned yourself for this summer. So I'm going to give you a little insight into me. Like, I know I do this all the time and you're probably bored of hearing my stories, but I love a good story. And so many of you like a good story. So for me personally, I realized in the last few weeks, maybe month, that I have been sacrificing certain standards in my life as a compromise, but there's only been one side of a compromise. Does this make sense? So I've literally been sacrificing myself. And what that has looked like is that every now and again, I get resentful. Ah, Charlotte. So Charlotte's struggling with sugar. The struggle is real. When kids are around, there's a lot. Well, I don't know if you've got children, Charlotte, but when the children are off, for some reason, we've got the ice cream vans ringing, haven't we? We've got kids wanting, oh, Mum, I just want some sweets. Oh, can I have a lemonade? You know, all of these things. And it is really challenging to encourage our children to go for much more healthy options than perhaps what is out there. You know, how many of you can resonate with the fact that more sugar has been going into your diet? Maybe you've been having ice cream because the weather's been so beautiful, or maybe you've been a bit like me, actually. You know, I drink a lot of water. I'm really, really good with water. However, over the summer, I've been like, oh yeah, I'll have a blackcurrant and soda, or oh yeah, I'll have an orange juice and lemonade. So it's really quite intriguing that this is happening. So Charlotte, I really resonate with what you're saying. So Lavinia has put diet, exercise, putting me back on the back burner, school holidays. Right. So all of like your routines and stuff, when you've got the children around, it's not so easy, is it, to stick to your routines and do the things that you would do normally. And Nina has said, I've been thrown out of my comfort zone and started a new business. I think that's freaking cool, Nina. So good for you. I'm really, really happy for you. And that's a good way to actually lose yourself a little bit. You know, I definitely know how that feels. And I'm just sending you so much love and so much luck for that. I started my business in 2015, and you know what? I have never looked back. So I wish you all the success and love in the world for achieving whatever it is you're looking to achieve, honey. So Emma has put, my eating habits have totally gone out the window. I love that. I think some of my friends would totally resonate with that as well. A lot of people have been eating more. I've been really struggling with food this summer. It's been really weird. I'm not somebody who gets impacted by the heat. You know me, I'm like a little reptile. I could lay out in the 45 degrees and I just love it. I absolutely love it so much. But I've really been very picky this summer, if that makes sense. I'm like wanting to load on fruits, which is a great thing. But lots of like the tropical fruits, the strawberries, you know, those kind of things, which, like I say, is really good. But then I can be put off by something like a salad, you know, and I'm like, what's going on here? It's very, very strange. So Heather has put, ice cream is my downfall this summer. Okay, this is a really common one that I've had in my inbox, Heather. Lucy, how do I stop eating the ice cream? Because I love it. And I'm sure, Heather, you probably are the same. You just love it. It's probably not even the ice cream. It's probably all the bits that you get on the ice cream as well. So if this is you right now, please just say to yourself in this now moment, put your hand on your heart and just say, whatever your name is, I love you. We've got this. We have literally been sacrificing ourselves and abandoning ourselves because we have been trained to do it. So Emma, I love the fact that you said, I haven't got kids at home, I've just been greedy. I love the fact that you've said that, because you have been told to eat whatever you want to eat over the summer. Remember, we get summer ready, don't we? So that we can gorge over summer. Remember, then we get black dress ready for Christmas. If you think about it, this is exactly what I was talking about last week on the video that I did. We have been programmed into a marketing machine. So when summer comes along, we burn the gym, we burn the extra walking, the extra steps, and everything else that we've been setting targets to do. So it's really important. Now, not only have we been doing all of the things where food and stuff like that is concerned, but we're not listening to our body. How many of you have overdone it this summer? How many of you have ignored when your body has needed rest this summer? How many of you have said yes when you've wanted to say no this summer? How many of you have been pouring energy into other people, whether that's your children, whether that's your husband, whether that's your best friend, whether that's whoever it is, whilst you've been neglecting your own needs? Been missing your rituals. You've been missing those beautiful moments of connection in the morning or whatever it is. How many of you, thank you for being honest, how many of you have been doing your best to keep up appearances with the summer body, the social expectations, and the fear of missing out? How many of you have been caught up in this, you know, horrible energy of the marketing machine and the society that makes us thrive on feeling like we are not enough by any stretch of the imagination. I love that. So Jackie's put, I have taken 1 week off of work to just get out in nature and do whatever I feel drawn to. I love that for you, babe. And that is really important right now. We must be listening to ourselves and we must be saying, right, I deserve this. This is not about, what is okay for other people. This is about us saying what we need in this now moment. So Nina has put, I've been learning to politely say no when things are realistically beyond my true capabilities. I love that. That is such a powerful statement and something that I really encourage and really, really teach people how to do through Self-Love Club is to use no as a one-word answer. How many of us feel that we need to give this big excuse because no seems so harsh, whereas actually, if we have beautiful boundaries with people, what we can do is we can legitimately, and you can at any point say no without the explanation. You can at any point say, this doesn't align with me anymore. And okay, people might have hissy fits and they might not like it, but that's on them. The way that people react is on them. So remember this. And remember, the reason we are abandoning ourselves, the reason we are lacking boundaries, the reason that we are literally forgetting everything that we do before the summer holidays is due to our childhood conditioning. We're people pleasing. How many of you guys people please? I do this. I love that. So Wendy's escaped to Devon to realign for a few days on my own. Good for you, girl. I feel like running away as well at the moment on my own, but I actually live in paradise, so I don't know where I would want to run to. I get that though, massively. So how many of you, like I say, are people pleasers? How many of you are scared of being rejected because you want to say no? Emma's put, yes, I've been neglecting myself in a few ways, if I'm honest. Well, thank you for your honesty, Emma. This is what's really important. This is not about shaming you. This is about giving you permission to just be like, oh my God, I'm sacrificing myself here. I'm doing things that I don't really want to be doing. And then I'm getting resentful. And this is why I like to share my stories, because it's very rare that I do things that I don't want to do. There is only one area of my life at the moment where I'm literally doing things and I'm like, why are you even doing that? You don't want to be doing this, Lucy. And I know why I'm doing it. But at the end of the day, unless I'm honest with you guys and saying, this is a real thing, you guys aren't going to feel that confident and comfortable to be like, actually, do you know what? Like, I'm going to call myself out on this stuff too. Like, we're in this together. How many of you do stuff for validation? How many of you ditch your rituals and, pander to your partner or whatever it is because you just want their validation? This is such an important piece of the puzzle. We do this for a multitude of reasons. And again, Self-Love Clubs takes you to why you do this. What are the reasons why you do this? How many of you have got a limiting belief of, if I take care of myself first, then I'm selfish? Watch all the mum's hands go up. I have to put my children first, Lucy. I have to make sure that I am okay. My children are okay before me. How will your children live if you are not around? Just sit with that for a moment. Sorry to be so bloody morbid on a Monday afternoon. How will your little ones survive if you don't put yourself first? Even if your little ones are 30 now, how do you think they are going to cope without mum being around? Sometimes we need a harsh lesson or a harsh word for us to realize the reality of what we're doing. Other reasons why we abandon ourselves is because it's a trauma response. We overgive. How many of you have overgive? How many of you have shrunk You don't want to say something because, oh God, what if I rock the boat? How many of you hide from the truth for fear of what might come back to you? Saying yes to avoid an argument. There we go. Juanita has literally just nailed that one. So she's hiding her words and how she truly feels just to avoid an argument. I love that, Emma. I love that, honestly. Anybody that's willing to be honest with themselves, like, you are my favorite people. Everybody knows it. You can be a pain in the freaking ass as long as you're honest. I absolutely love that. When we abandon ourselves, we disconnect from our intuition, the truth, and higher guidance. I notice this a lot. When I am not in 100% peaceful state, my connection to source is diminished. Okay, Emma, that's really interesting. So Emma, for those of you watching on Facebook, hello, give you guys a big shout out. Emma on YouTube has put, when I put myself first, I seem to upset people near to me. Right, so Emma, you have basically created a rod for your own back by being a people pleaser, by allowing these people to prey on the fact that you have had no boundaries. Now, that's not a dig at you, like I said a minute ago, babe. This is just bringing it into your consciousness so that you recognize people will get angry with you when you first start to put boundaries in place. If somebody has never had to experience boundaries, when you've got a standard, for example, they will get angry with you. They will shout, they will rant, they will rave, they will give you emotional manipulation, emotional blackmail, you name it all going on, because they want you to sacrifice that boundary rather than them fall in line. This is when you have to just stick in your lane, as long as it's not being overbearing, what it is that you're looking to put a boundary in place, and stand in your truth. So how do we make a radical shift to self-love when we've sacrificed everything that we know and love because of the conditioning that we've had, the limiting beliefs that we've had, and all of those things? The first step of shifting to radical self-love is defining what self-love looks like to you. This is something that I talk about all the time. People go, oh, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I'm like, yeah, but what does that mean? What does that look like to you? How does that show up? Self-love to me would be completely different to Jackie, for example. So if we just use these terms like self-love or empowerment or boundaries, like there's no deciding factor as to what that actually looks and feels like. So what I do is I get a piece of paper and I write down exactly what real self-love looks like to me, not to them over there or my family or whoever else might want to get involved, to me. What boundaries do I need to put in place? What truths are mine? What do I need to honor about myself? And then off the back of this definition of you and what self-love looks like to you, then it's a case of living and breathing it by saying no, but with love. Creating rituals that no matter what, Lavinia, no matter how busy your home is, you do them, whether your kids are there, your husband's there, whoever. Taking rest unapologetically. Speaking your truth. I don't know what's going on. I think Facebook has just crashed for me for some weird reason. So if you're on Facebook, I apologize. I hope that you guys can come back to me. I don't know what that's supposed to say. Edit. Hang on, guys, one sec. I don't know. Apparently Facebook's just dropped off. So for anyone on Facebook, I'm really sorry, but apparently there's just been an issue with Facebook. So apologies for that. You know, what is it that you need to speak? So Emma, you've put honest and blunt, I've been told, haha. So when you're speaking your truth, is your truth coming from a space of love, or is it coming from a space of, I need to get this off my chest and I'm just going to say it in whichever way? because honesty obviously scares people who don't like to be honest, first and foremost. But there's also a thread of, if we can say the same thing in multiple different ways, and depending on how we say it is how it can be received. So there might be some growth there for you. You know, I'm brutal. You know, I'm super brutal. So I resonate with what you're saying 100%. And all of my friends get me. You know, it doesn't mean that I don't trigger them, but all of my friends absolutely get me. They know that I'm not being a bitch. They know that that's not my thing. What my thing is I am just really, really real and raw. And sometimes that means me dropping an F-bomb. Sometimes it means me saying worse things, you know. So it's really important that we recognize that sometimes, you know, our delivery can create an issue in other people. It's on you whether you want those people in your life or not. Like whether you want to change the way that you deliver, that's completely on you. Just remember, every time you choose yourself, you're showing the universe how you expect to be treated. Now, I said the word universe there, but what I mean is source, God. Like whoever you align to, that's who I'm talking about here. Okay? I align to source. I believe that there is a higher power, there is a creator out there, and there is a much bigger plan than any of us could ever consciously imagine. Because if we consciously imagined it, then our brains would just be like, poof. We literally don't have the capacity to do that kind of stuff. However, what you're doing by choosing yourself, by speaking your truth, by saying no, by recognizing that you don't need to overshare or overgive or be a people pleaser, this is you saying to source, I'm trusting you that this is for my highest good. And then what happens is we actually start to live in a much higher vibration. We end up getting the gold, what I call the gold. What I tend to find is that when I'm really honest and when I am sticking in my absolute vulnerability, that's when I get the best results off of everybody around me, even the people that get triggered, because they go away and they go, actually, I really do think that you've got a point with what you said. You know, I'm at the point in my life where, you know, I kind of don't want to dull down my conversations. If I feel a certain way, I kind of want to be able to talk about it without somebody going, oh, for God's sake, rolling their eyes, here you go again. You know, I want to be able to speak about the energy. I want to be able to speak about all the conspiracies that I believe are going on, you know, and that's not for everybody. And I'm not asking it to be for everybody, but I want to be me. You know, I want to be me. I'm not going to be out there doing the protests again. I've done that once before, as you guys know. But this is really important. This is really important to just be peaceful in who you are. And the only way that you can do that is by defining it yourself. So, ladies and gents, do me a favor, please. Pop your hand on your heart and just close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And ask yourself this question: where have I abandoned myself recently? What does my inner child need from me right now? Just have a moment to think about that. What I would encourage you to do after this video is to grab your journal or grab a piece of paper and write. Write whatever has come up for you. Remember, you cannot create what you do not know that you wish to create. Define what these things look like to you. Understand where you have allowed yourself to be distracted, or where you've let yourself go, or whatever that looks like, where you've abandoned yourself. Remember, self-love is about saying, I am worthy. I'm going to choose me. I'm going to set healthy boundaries. Remember, when you stop abandoning yourself, you stop teaching the world that it's okay to abandon you. Ladies and gents, you're probably going to shoot me down for this, but remember, autumn is coming. Autumn is the season of harvest and reflection. Now is the time to plant new seeds of self-love. If you are ready to change your whole existence this year, Self-Love Club, 8th of September, we open our doors. So Emma has just asked the question, why is it when I put my hand on my heart, I sob? Very likely because you've become so disconnected from your heart, sweetheart. I don't know you well enough to make that statement, but if you are popping your hand on your heart for safety, that's why I always get people to put their hand on their heart for safety, so that you know it's the truth. If you are becoming emotional at that point, what I would suggest is that maybe there is a disconnect to who you truly are and the authentic version that your heart is bringing to you. Allow yourself to cry, babe. So important. So many of us shut down when emotions are there, and actually what we need to be doing is we need to feel them. This is the time when we must allow our feelings to be felt. We are moving into a world of feeling. We are moving out of this mind world, this thought world. We are moving into a much more feeling world. So if you can feel and you can be okay with your emotions, this is how your world is going to change. Ladies and gents, I hope you have found this useful today. I'm super excited. Next week I will share something else new that we've got going on, but I'm not going to do it today because I've spoken about Self-Love Club a lot, so I'm going to leave that there for today. But I look forward to seeing you next week. And if you would like to vote for this other award that I've been nominated for, then I'm going to pop the information in the description field of this video so that you guys can literally just click the link, put in the code, and you can vote for my beautiful business and I to win another award when I'm in Portugal in October at the award ceremony for the recent awards that I've won for Woman of the Year and also for Wellness Service of the Year. Ladies and gents, I look forward to seeing you next week. If you would like me to talk about any topic, please email me, support@lucydavis.com, and I will come back to you as quickly as I possibly can. Ladies and gents, lots of love to you. You take good care of yourselves, and we will see you on the flip side. Lots of love, guys.